So, some other big crazy news. Sony buys Bungie for 3.6 billion. This comes off like 2 weeks after Microsoft had bought Activision Blizzard for like 68, 70 billion. Freaking insane. I mean, obviously not as much, way less, but this is still big news because Sony's showing they're not playing around. And I mean, both Microsoft and Sony have said in the past couple years or so that they're trying to acquire more studios. They're not done. They're trying to get some, more studios under their belt and just diversify their content when it comes to their first party stuff. So yeah, reports have found a deal Bungie will run as an independent subsidiary of Sony Interactive Entertainment and remain a multi-platform studio with the option to self-publish and reach players where they choose to play. I wonder how long that's going to last though, because I mean, so even though technically they got bought out by Sony, they're going to remain independent, but I would imagine some of their future games would have to be PlayStation exclusive. They are working on a bunch of projects besides Destiny right now, future Destiny content. But Bungie's best known as creators of the Halo, but this becoming an independent studio and focus their efforts on Destiny, live service FPS RPG, where players can explore the galaxy of as Guardians of Light. Yep, and the company is also working on a new IP. Let's see. Here's a quote here. We have had a strong partnership with Bungie since the inception of Destiny franchise, and I couldn't be more thrilled to officially welcome studio to the PlayStation family, says Sony Interactive Entertainment President CEO Jim Ryan. An official PlayStation blog post, Ryan begins by confirming Bungie's independence. I want to be very clear to the community that Bungie will remain an independent and multi-platform studio and publisher. Ryan also says that Bungie will sit alongside the PlayStation Studios organization, where the two groups will collaborate. PlayStation Studios will also gain access to Bungie's proprietary tools, which can be used for PlayStation Studio teams, according to the blog. In several blog posts, Bungie detailed what the acquisition means for the company, calling Sony Interactive Entertainment a partner who unconditionally supports us in all we are and who wants to accelerate our vision to create generation-spanning entertainment, all while preserving the creative independent that beats in Bungie's heart. Okay, got it. And Bungie reaffirms that it retains its ability to independently publish and develop games, even after acquisition, and that it's committed to supporting games and communities where they choose to play. This is Sony's sixth acquisition since 2021, though most of its studio acquisitions have been studios with long histories with PlayStation like Bluepoint, Housemarque, or support teams, and specialized studios like Nixus and Valkyrie Entertainment. So yeah, very interesting stuff here. And like this to me, may not be as big as, Xbox getting Activision Blizzard, because man, that was like a huge shocker. I did not think they wanted to even get them because of the whole lawsuit situation stuff going on with that. I didn't think Microsoft wanted to be even associated with them like that, because they had made, I think Phil Spencer made comments before regarding that stuff going on. Very surprising, but at the same time, it could be some good stuff, because Phil Spencer could hopefully fix some things at Activision Blizzard, maybe once the deal's finally done. There are some issues at Bungie too, as far as how they're doing Destiny 2 and stuff like that, some of their content's like that, but I don't know if Sony cares as much with that, and I don't know what the work issues might be there. Hopefully there's none really. It just sounds like Sony's trying to come back and answer back a little bit, maybe not fully come back swinging per se, because of my money spent and whatnot for this, but still very key, very important. And I know there used to be the whole thing of console wars back in the PS3 360 days, maybe PS2 original Xbox, but now it's more about content. Like, this is huge. Like, Bungie, who used to be Xbox, now is PlayStation, essentially, like, on the PlayStation team, and Sony's got a great amount of studios under the belt, and they're still trying to get more. I'm happy with that. This breeds more competition. This hopefully will bring out better games and breeds better competition between Xbox and PlayStation. Although Sony's not going to be the type, I feel like, to do what Xbox does and bring their stuff day one or day and day, like on a Game Pass thing. Microsoft, I mean, they got that shit down, but things could change. I know in March or April, springtime, we're supposed to get some type of updated version of some type of Game Pass for PlayStation. PS Now, I guess it's supposed to be that, but I guess it wasn't working out. And they're trying to fuse it with PlayStation Plus. So still waiting to see how that's going to be, how that's going to work, the tier price, everything like that, if it's going to be worth it. I don't know. We'll maybe find out more later this month, maybe next month on that aspect of it. But it would benefit PlayStation if they did do something like that. I feel like if they had their own Game Pass and would have first parties on their day one, like new launches, because look at how much money Xbox is making. Sony tries to claim that doing something like that with Xbox would not be sustainable for them. I don't know all the business details. In a way that sounds a little bit ridiculous because look at how Microsoft's doing. Obviously, Microsoft has more money though than Sony does, but Sony's not, a slouch when it comes to funds too, as they've proven, and they're trying to get more acquisitions. I mean, this could mean could be bought by Sony at some point. Square Enix could be as well. The spitballing here, because I know Sony has great relationships with those two companies. Capcom would probably make more sense because Capcom's mainly a gaming company. They don't really do anything else outside of gaming much to make money for the company. So they're mostly gaming focused, whereas Square Enix, that might be a harder one to do. I don't know if Sony would really want to take on Square Enix like that, because Square Enix is more than just gaming. They got music and even anime and other stuff they're involved in outside of video games. So I'm not quite sure what the net worth of each company is. I think Capcom might be a little bit more now because of Monster Hunter and how that's been doing for them over the past few years. I think last time I checked, though, was like maybe 6 or 7 billion, and it might be worth a little bit more than that. Square Enix, I think, is 16 billion or so, maybe more. And you got to think if they were to acquire them, they would have to tack on at least a few more billion, for each company if Sony was to acquire either one. But it'd be freaking insane if that happened. Or what if Xbox goes after Capcom or Square Enix, Man. And we end up seeing, I don't know if that would actually happen though, because look, as far as Final Fantasy games being exclusive to consoles for a while, at least with the latest with Remake and then FF16. So, I don't know, but that'd be freaking shocking as hell if they were somehow to reach a deal with Square Enix, hey, be on our team. We got you. We'll take care of you. And then have Square Enix games on Game Pass day one for both PC and console. Ooh, that would be shocking. But like I said, if Capcom were to ever get bought by them, that makes sense because the relationship, maybe Square Enix would make sense too. Let's go further into this as far as the details, what they might be trying to acquire. Company plans to make more acquisitions over the course of the coming year. Sorry. So yeah, Chief Executive Officer of Sony, Jim Ryan, said that we should expect more studio acquisitions over the course of the next few years. This comes in the wake of the news that Sony acquired the developer behind Destiny 2, Bungie. Yep, and news comes from an interview with Ryan and the Chief Executive Officer of Bungie, Pete Parsons. So yeah, journalists noted that Sony has many more moves to make before talking about how the company plans to expand its live service games outside of its historic console heartland. So I think this is from Jim. I've been on record talking about increasing the size of the PlayStation community. Ryan said, we are starting to go multi-platform. You've seen that. We have an aggressive roadmap with live services and the opportunity to work with and particularly learn from the brilliant and talented people from Bungie. Ryan went on to say that pursuing Bungie is going to be considerably accelerate the journey we find ourselves on. Parsons added that Bungie plans to work on more than Destiny. Cool. So yeah, I mean, they're not stopping. Microsoft is not stopping either, I would imagine. I guess though, probably Microsoft is probably going to take a break from acquiring any more for a while, at least until Activision Blizzard's deal's done. I'm not sure how long this is going to take for Sony to be done finalizing their deal with Bungie, but maybe about the same time, maybe less time. They didn't specify. But man, I would think, maybe Sega might be up for a sale. I don't know. That could happen too, because I thought Sega honestly would be bought by Microsoft. But I don't know if Sega is too proud. Maybe they won't sell. Like maybe they're like Nintendo, where they're just too proud and they will never sell, and they're just gonna do their own thing. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But ideally, with some of these third party companies, ideally they want to be bought up and become first parties, because more often than not, that allows them to have more resources, more money, more tools at their disposal to make their games better going forward. At least we would hope make their games better going forward, because I know there's issues with that where we've been having dealing with a lot of unfinished games released at launch that needed more time in the oven, like another 6 months to a year or two with certain games. And, you know, it's unfortunate that stuff happens, but it does. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, because you need to get your shit together. Sony's been pretty good, though, usually with their exclusives anyway, when it comes to launch. Their games are pretty solid, very good, very high quality premium experiences. And I guess that's why they want to charge the price they want to do is $70 like that. But still, this is very exciting. I'm happy for it. It'd be great to see what happens, what more studios they get. Maybe they get some more on the independent side instead of third party. Who knows? Because there's definitely some great independent studios out there that make great games. And I just hope they treat them right. So yeah, hope everything goes great. I'm excited.